when we lost in Game 5, it wasn't necessarily because of what we did wrong. They did a lot of things right, and they played much better than us, and they deserve to win. So tonight is about our response.
The response large, a must-win Game 6. LeBron and the Big Three force a Game 7 in dramatic fashion. We'll show you how.
Diao, what a pass to Duncan. And the Spurs regain the lead. Duncan has 25.
And Tim Duncan can cement his name as one of the NBA's greatest big men with a 5th World Championship. After an epic performance, how much left in the tank? NBA tonight. Let's go!
Welcome to NBA Tonight.
And we are here. What's up? Welcome. We are exhausted. No voices, but we will get it done. This is NBA Tonight. Jonathan Coachman, 13-year NBA veteran Antonio Davis. And Game 6 will go down as one of the great games in the history of the NBA Finals. A lot to get to, a lot to break down. Miami Heat on the brink of elimination. LeBron James over 31 points per game in elimination games. Tony Parker, Tim Duncan looking for yet another NBA title. First quarter, Tim Duncan came out ready to play.
Yeah, he showed it right here that he warmed up well and he knocked down some shots, but he got a lot of easy buckets too.
Duncan 6 for 6, 12 points in the first quarter. The Heat, they would push right back. LeBron, he wasn't really looking for a shot even though he hit one right there.
Yeah, we talked about it. We thought he was a little bit too passive, but this guy right here wasn't.
Throughout the game, the Miami Heat thought the officiating was not great. This was great. Kawhi Leonard, mercy, one more time. Mike Miller gets hit in the face, no call there. How about Chris Bosh talking about defending Danny Green?
Well, I mean, he has a knack for shooting, but he won't be open tonight. So, we'll see how he shoots with somebody always on him.
All right, so how would he defend Green in Game 6? Tied at 24. Green, pretty good look there. Can't get it to go.
No, but shooters have to shoot a couple before they start knocking them down. But here he has a lot of space. Nobody's there.
Even you and I could have hit that one. But that was Green's only points of the entire game. He was very, very quiet. Back to Duncan, who had a monster first half, and I mean monster, working on Chris Bosh using the glass.
Just like fine wine, he's getting better with time. He has such patience down there in the post. He's big and long, and once he gets around the basket, he finishes with that soft touch.
And then playing good defense, LeBron dribbles it out of bounds. LeBron just 9 points in the first half, but Duncan, how about 25 points on 11 of 13 shooting, plus 8 rebounds? The Spurs go into halftime with a 6-point lead. Now, Duncan turned back the clock to 1999 with his first half performance in Game 6. The big fundamental, 25 in the first half, the most he scored in the first half of a finals game in his career. He outscored the Heat's Big Three on his own in the first half, shooting about 50 percentage points higher than the trio combined. So, second half, and this would be the half of the season. How would Duncan come out after a 25-point first half? Well, only 5 after halftime for Duncan.
Yeah, but when you're 37 and you give all that effort in the first half, you got to go in there and drink a ton of Gatorade or something so that you can get your legs back.
Miami down by 3. They came out, played very well. Mike Miller to the rack, so only down 1. But the Spurs, every time Miami would make a run, they would make a run.
Yes, and that's what good basketball is all about. You have to react to great plays.
Kawhi Leonard, he played well beyond his years. Ray Allen a little bit banged up, but he would be okay. Then how about Duncan again inside and 1? At that point, San Antonio up by 12. They would lead by as many as 13. But going into the fourth quarter, it was a 10-point game. But just like that, LeBron and company cut it to 5.
Yeah, I thought he was under a trance. Somebody hypnotized him. I don't know what it was, but Mike Miller right here showing he got his back.
He's got his back, but he doesn't have his shoe, apparently. He had lost his shoe, threw it to the sidelines, still hit the 3 anyway. So now, a 6-point game. Chalmers, LeBron, down to 4.
Sometimes hanging on the rim gets you get your mojo back. They made sure they continued to give him the ball, and he delivered.
And then LeBron, he was very passive, as we talked about, through 3 quarters. But then the defense, LeBron willing his team in the fourth quarter. More from LeBron. The step through. Miami eventually comes all the way back to tie the game.
I love the fact that he did not settle for jumpers. He continued to fight and get into the paint. That's where they need him to be the whole game.
So now Miami's got the lead. LeBron doesn't have his headband. He would not find it. He would not get it back. Maybe that was a good thing. So now Miami up by 3, a minute and a half to go. This is a key point in the game. Tony Parker, the step back on LBJ.
You know, he's been playing so well in these finals. You have to make sure you get up on him and force him to drive the paint.
Then another turnover by Chalmers. This part of a 8-0 run in the final 2 minutes. And it looked like right here, Antonio, the Spurs would have their NBA title.
They did, and they continue to come out and fight. You know they're not going to give up. They're going to execute. But right here, you see a guy playing with the basketball. Oops. Turns it over. Tony Parker, wait a minute. You have to give him a lot of credit for getting the ball ahead. Great foul by Ray Allen.
So, Manu Ginobili hits the 2 free throws. 5-point game, under 30 seconds to go. No. San Antonio cannot secure the rebound. Another chance. James, yes. So you see the clock, 20.1 seconds to go. So after 1 free throw by Kawhi Leonard, James again, no. How about Chris Bosh to Ray Allen? Bang! As Mike Breen would say, one more time, how big for the game's best 3-point shooter?
Hey, I don't know how you do that. Give Chris Bosh a lot of credit for that rebound. Where's Tim Duncan over there on the bench?
So after the review, San Antonio, no timeouts. They have to take it the length of the floor. No good by Parker. We're going to overtime, tied at 95, and LeBron and company feeling like, hey, we're still alive somehow in the overtime. Chris Bosh lays it in. He would miss the free throw. So Miami now down by 3. 2.5 to go. Ray Allen, he was big. Didn't score a lot, but his field goals at the right time.
Yes, indeed. And that's what big-time players does. Ray Allen has been doing this for a long time. And this guy's been doing it even longer.
LeBron James, a triple-double, 32, 11, and 10. So, Miami up by 1, under a minute to go. More magic for Tony Parker or Ginobili. No, turnover. Here comes James. But check out Danny Green. Great defense. Ball off LeBron. It would be reviewed and given back to San Antonio.
That's not the first time he's done that this series. I think he's watching a lot of film and figuring LeBron is dropping that ball before he takes a shot.
So now, under 40 seconds to go. Check out the defense. Bosh extending. Gets the block. Foul on James. So, now a 1-point game. Who do you go to? Wade, the step back. No. So San Antonio, another chance to take the lead. Key call here or a key no call. And Greg Popovich furious. No foul call on Manu Ginobili. So Ray Allen hits 2 free throws. 1 final chance. And more good defense from Chris Bosh.
Yes, it was. He said it in the interview. He's not going to get wide open looks and deliver it in this one.
I told you, we were tired. We lost our voice. What a game. The Heat hang on to force a game 7. Wow. Down 5 in the final minute of regulation. They survive. LeBron, 11th career triple-double, tied for 2nd most all-time with Jason Kidd. The Heat have now alternated wins and losses in their last 13 games. They are 7-0 this postseason following losses. Everybody exhausted, including the players. Here's LeBron after the game.
LeBron, you were down 10 to start the 4th, and things looked dire. At that point, what did you decide had to happen?
Let's leave everything on the floor. If we're going to go down tonight, we're going to go down with me leaving every little bit of energy that I had on the floor and just try to do it on both ends. I still made some critical plays as far as bad plays. Late in the fourth, couple turnovers, couple mistakes. But I can live with those mistakes when I know I gave it my all tonight, and we'll live to see another day.
On Thursday night, you'll have to win a Game 7, and the pressure inherent with that and the glare and the weight that always weighs on you, LeBron James. How do you manage all of that?
I mean, if they said we needed 1 game to win the NBA championship, how do you manage it? There's no way. You just try to go out there and just give it your all. You rely over everything that you've done all across the season, all your habits that you've built. You just leave it out on the floor. They're the 2 best teams in the league right now, and that's why It's a game 7, so I'm just happy to be a part of it, Doris.
Well, LeBron James is the 4th player in NBA history with 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists at least in an NBA Finals game. He's just the 2nd to do it in a win, joining James Worthy. Again, it was his 11th career playoff triple-double. That leaves him tied with Jason Kidd for 2nd most all-time. Magic has 30, so they will never catch him. But let's start with maybe a little bit negative LeBron. Through the first half, very passive. 3rd quarter, did not play well. How come he can't play like he did in the 4th quarter for a full 4 quarters?
Yeah, that's been a knock on him for at least the last few years. When he's getting to the point where they need him to step up, they need him to be aggressive, he seems to take a back seat, and he's forcing everybody else to make plays. I think it's a selfish thing. As you can see, when he turns it on, he can get to the paint when he wants to. He can force people to foul him. He can force everybody to come to the paint. I just think he needs to take that role from the beginning of the game. I love the fact, though, that he's not hesitating when he gets down there. He can get the ball up over anybody who's going to guard him. I think he showed that he can protect the paint on the other end, too. He just has to decide in his mind, like he said, I'm going to leave everything out on the floor. And a lot of times that means getting to the paint, make sure you use that big body, get the ball soft up off the glass, and give people a chance to rebound the basketball.
But these are the plays that I was asking about, that he's going to the basket, he's getting the ball, and then he's hitting big threes when it matters. And so it's hard to fault the guy for the end result, even though through the first 3 quarters. So LeBron James, he struggled offensively through the first 3, scoring 14 points on just 25% shooting from the floor. However, you can see here when it mattered most in the 4th quarter and overtime, James led all scorers with 18. No other player scored more than 9 points in that span. So, Antonio Davis, let's talk about the key plays in this game, because San Antonio, they literally had the security out. They had the things where they were going to keep the fans off the court. I mean, the NBA thought this thing was over. Down 5, Miami has the ball. Take us through how San Antonio, unable to secure the ball, gave Miami chances. First, the big 3 from LeBron.
Well, the big thing from my biggest thing is you don't have Tim Duncan on the floor, and I can understand that a little bit because you know they need a 3-pointer to get back into this game. So you want to switch everything on the perimeter, force them to drive the ball. But the one thing happens here, they don't gang rebound and get the ball back and get it back into the hands of so many different guys out on the floor that can shoot the ball. It just happens to get to LeBron. But there's Mike Miller, there's Ray Allen on another hand. It was going to end up in somebody's hand to knock a shot down. I see Tim Duncan like, man, I need to be in the game.
Okay, right here, down 3 under 10 seconds to go. Tim Duncan again, not in the game. They get the rebound, big-time 3.
Yeah, but I think we talked about it before. You maybe even mentioned it. Why not foul Chris Bosh in that situation? He goes to the line for 2 free throws. They don't get a 3, especially when you're kicking it out to Ray Allen.
You always scream as a coach, time and score.
Yes.
Time was 5 seconds. Score down 3. They fouled there. There's a pretty good chance right now they're celebrating with an NBA title. They did not do that. Wow, what a big-time 3 by Ray Allen.